The fixture that really that strikes us the most at this specific moment is Genoa managing to pull a draw against the table leaders, AC Milan.
Well, this is something I messaged you about. They were 1-0 up at half-time, I think, and I messaged you saying, Tommy, is this going to be their first loss to Genoa? Like, this could be crazy. And fair play to them. I think it was Mattia Destro, who we had a few words about in our first episode.
Former AC Milan player, too.
Of course he's going to score, right? Of course.
A brace?
I don't think even he saw that coming. But
no, definitely no.
He managed to get 2. But Milan continue their unbeaten run, right? Still unbeaten in the league.
Mm-hmm. They've lost only 1 game against Lille in the Europa League this season.
That's crazy. I think Pioli, I don't know if he's getting credit by this point, but he should be getting a lot of credit for what he's doing. Like, this is an incredible job he's doing. I know it doesn't seem like they've spent a lot of money. Obviously, bringing in Zlatan was a big one, but I think it feels like this team's been kind of sensibly brought together, which is weird for a Gazidis team because that's not what he did at Arsenal. But anyway, it seems like he's been sensibly put together, and all of a sudden they can make a real push for it. And like you said about Milan, I'm really excited about this City having a real title challenge and there being a bit of, the rivalry being restoked a bit and a bit of lots on the line where when both the teams have been in the wilderness a little bit without sounding too disrespectful. It's nice to see them both kind of back up there again, I think.
Well, I mean, the only proper title race that we've seen over the past 10 years has been Napoli against Juventus when Sarri was managing Napoli. That was the closest one, and I think that this year is going to be even closer than that. I'm crossing my fingers, but at the same time, I'm very disillusioned at this point that fans will be allowed back by the time the next derby is played, because I think that would be such a crucial derby. If the table picture stays like this, that derby would be insane with the fans. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. I don't really remember the feeling of going to the stadium anymore.
But Tommy, by that point, it will only be like 2,000. I know it's not, but it'll only be 2,000. Like, if you know what I mean, it'll make a difference, but it's not going to be like filled with 80,000 like when we were last there, if you know what I mean. It's not going to be like that. But yeah, you're right, it will make a difference. It's something that came into my mind as well, like, well, actually, I hope Arsenal have fans at Tottenham because they had fans. It's not fair otherwise, if you know what I mean. So I think it does make a difference.
And I don't know, this year's league is very interesting. I think that AC Milan, so Pioli, if you follow Serie A, you know that he had a very good streak with Lazio. And then it sort of went downhill. He got fired. Simone Inzaghi replaced him. He had a very good streak of results when he was coaching Inter Milan too, but then it all fell apart. In Italian, some Interisti are saying that AC Milan are un fuoco di paglia, which means a hay fire. It's a fire that catches up super quickly, but it fades away super quickly. I like
it.
I don't know if that's the case, because besides Ibrahimovic, who is the person who's getting the most credit for this, and Pioli, they've got a good ensemble of players. I mean, besides Frank Kessie, whom we've thoroughly talked about in midfield, besides the personality, he's crucial in Pioli's tactics. And then we've got, I don't know how to pronounce your name, buddy, but the Danish guy they picked up.
Hauge?
Yeah. I have no idea. But that guy has got a signature move, dribbling 2 players when they're really close to him. And then he's got that low far post shot that almost went in against Genoa too.
I did see that. Yeah. He looks like a hell of a find. I think we mentioned it on one of the previous episodes when they played Bodo Glimt. They spotted him and were like, "We're having that guy." Like, that's a hell of a find.
And that's paying off because he's very young, very lively. He can fit in Pioli's system very well. And then Hakan Çalhanoğlu, that for many AC Milan fans had become a nightmare at some point, somebody that they really wanted to get rid of. Right now, he's turning up and he's delivering. In the game over the weekend, I think he hit the woodwork 3 different times. It was insane.
Yeah. Now, this is a player, I bought him in fantasy last year because I was like, I know this guy's good. And he had an absolutely awful year. And then now it seems like he's really, really turning up for them. So, yeah, whoever got him, congratulations, because my team sucks this year. I'm really struggling.
I'm playing you this.
I know, yeah, mate. I've noticed. Yeah.
But so yeah, AC Milan. We don't know if they're a Fuoco di Paglia yet. All we know is that even Calabria, their right back last night, he had a snipe. He had an incredible goal. He's been criticized. He's become a bit of a meme over the past 1 year and a half. He became a sort of, for Milanisti, he became a symbol of where the fuck has this club got to, you know?
Okay.
But right now, these figures are starting to turn up. Gianluigi Donnarumma last night had a couple very important saves for AC Milan.
Can I just quickly say, it is still mad that guy's only 21. Right?
Feels like he never grows up, right?
Like, it's mad. He's been around. When he must have made his debut at what, 18, 19? I don't know.
I remember that that's a very random story. So my ex-girlfriend was from the United States. She was living here in Milan, and she had 3 male roommates. And one of these guys was Gianluigi Donnarumma's cousin. And one day I got back home with my girlfriend, and Gigi Donnarumma was there, except that he was nobody at the time. He was AC Milan's youth goalkeeper. And that must have been, now that I think about it, 2014. And 2014. And he was 14 at the time. And he was taller than me at the time. It was insane. And then I remember I told him, hey, like, he was very shy, like a very tall guy, but with big time baby face. And they said, hey, if you ever play for the first team during the derby, let a few goals in. And he became so red. He blushed right away. And it was like, we'll see. And I was like, oh my God. But then 1 year later, he made his first appearance for AC Milan. It was insane.
Crazy. It just came up on my Twitter. Someone was like, can you believe this guy's only 21? He's already got like well over 100 appearances for them. It's crazy. Yeah.
But so, besides AC Milan, Inter Milan, 5 wins in a row in Serie A. Those stats that nobody mentions. We're so focused on criticizing Inter Milan that sometimes we forget that we're not having that awful of a season. If maybe we were a club that made expectations a bit more realistic at the beginning of the season, I don't think the Inter fan base would be so disappointed by the stage of the season.
No, I feel like Inter fans definitely get carried away, and maybe that's part of it. But winning 5 games in a row should not be sniffed at. Like, not many teams do that, and that is the best form in the league. So you can't, like, regardless of who you're playing, you've still got to beat them, right? So I think that's a hell of a run.
Yeah, and I mean, last night I tweeted something that I thought was very, very smart, but it got only one like.
You say so yourself.
Exactly. It was. I thought it was super smart, but since it got only one like, I'm going to read it right now. So maybe you can go to my page,
Guys,
chuck
find
a few
it
more
and
likes.
like it, will you? Yeah.
So I said, we aren't clicking nor playing quite as excitingly as we were last year. It's all very evident by now. That's why, until we get a break to finally sit down, think and regroup, we can't complain after a W like tonight's. -1, and we take 2 off AC and Juve. And honestly, guys, at the end of the day, we are up there. That's the one competition that we have to focus on. We've already beat 2 big teams like Lazio and Napoli. Did we play amazingly last night? No, we didn't. I'm starting to agree with our good friend Reed, who says that Inter perform better when they're 1-0 down. I do not like this attitude of scoring 1 goal and parking the bus and trying to keep the result, because then you're going to find a better opposition that is going to score against you. But guess what? A win against Napoli, a very good team, one of the title contenders, in my opinion, is a great result. The Christmas break is coming soon. We'll have time to sit down and regroup. And I feel like that will be the case for many teams, because teams like Inter Milan and Juventus have not had the chance to do proper summer training before the leagues resumed. Inter was playing in the Europa League, Juventus were playing in the Champions League. Who had the possibility to do that? AC Milan. So I think that now the Christmas break that we have in Italy is going to be a very good opportunity for teams like Inter, Juventus, Atalanta, Lazio to sit down, look at the following fixtures, and study a plan to perform in the league.
Well, yeah, I think keeping a clean sheet against Napoli is really impressive. They are a team that I know Osimhen is still out because I have him in fantasy, but like keeping a clean sheet against them is really impressive. They're kind of free scorers quite a lot. So that is like one of those, it's a kind of a cliche, but like title winners need to win badly, right? Or need to scrape those 1-0 wins when maybe it's not clicking, but you still get the 3 points. That's like the sign of a champion. So I think a result like that really emboldens the squad and makes them think, you know what, we can do it. And yeah, you're right, with both Inter and Milan now just able to... Oh no, Milan are in Europa League, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
okay, yeah. So exactly.
once again, I wish you guys to travel to the furthest corners of the world. Thank you very much.
So yeah, you're right. With Inter just being able to focus on the league, that gives them a definite boost and a bit of an advantage, I think.
Yeah, and very quickly, because there are games following right after this recording, basically. I don't want to go too in depth. We will do that on the next episode after these weekend's fixtures.
Yes.
But I've covered Inter, I've covered AC Milan. Juventus can't quite find their style of play. Cristiano Ronaldo has missed a penalty. I repeat that. Cristiano Ronaldo has missed the penalty. Once again, Cristiano Ronaldo has missed the penalty.
That was a good save from the keeper as well.
Very good save from Gollini. Very good save from Gollini.
And we have to mention Morata's miss, which is unbelievable. It's the most Morata miss of all time. Like Tommy, you told me he was offside. I wasn't aware he was offside when he missed. Of course,
so it makes it all the better. So he was offside and then he missed the two. Do you want to describe the miss, Rory?
It was from around, I don't know, he's within the 6-yard box, right? I'm pretty sure he's in the 6-yard box. The ball runs through his legs. He tries to do a clever little back heel and it just rolls wide of the post. It's just the most like showboaty arsehole miss. Like, man, just knock it in. Like, stop being clever. Like,
it was very funny because number one, he was offside, but it was called after. Then he's running towards goal. He's literally alone in front of the keeper, and he decides to square the ball to Cristiano Ronaldo, who doesn't have the space to control it because he's next to the goalkeeper. Then Cristiano Ronaldo manages to squeeze the ball and pass it back to him, and he does that back heel. And then he looks at the sideline, man, and he's just like, "Oh, thank God!" Like,
I'm gonna get it at halftime.
Apparently, Pirlo did yell at him after the game. He said that is not the attitude that you should show on the pitch. Other big things about that game: rumors are increasing about Papu Gomez leaving Atalanta in January.
No, I saw him linked to Cincinnati. Is he going to go out to the MLS?
Oh no,
like, such a waste. Like,
no. I don't think Inter need him. If we can't fit in Eriksen,
you take him though.
I would take him, but If Fonte can't fit in Eriksen, how can he fit in Papu Gomez, who plays
that's a fair point.
In a similar position? Juventus might be interested. He was singing the Juventus anthem at the stadium last night. Did you catch that?
That's such a blatant Juventus transfer. Yeah, I can see that.
That would suck. Great goal by Chiesa, by the way. But Juventus seem just to need actually some time to sit down, draw up a strategy, because they keep on drawing. And the win, in quotation marks, against Naples is not a sure win. They could rule that out. I think they're taking a look at it. Other interesting results: Verona losing to Sampdoria, who sometimes have that Ranieri attitude and can just come out winners to better oppositions, in my opinion. And then this weekend, we've got some interesting action. So Inter facing Spezia, AC Milan facing Sassuolo. And then we've got Fiorentina, Hellas Verona. Fiorentina desperately need the win. Only 1 point ever since Prandelli has been back.
It's not looking good for Prandelli, is it? I think we both hoped that he'd come in and do a good job and get them going again, like get Laviola firing. It just looks so dead. Not to keep going on about fantasy, but their keeper is my only keeper, and they keep shipping goals. And I really thought they'd be mid-table safe. But anyway, they look like they could be in real trouble.
Just to wrap up, the two big fixtures this weekend on Sunday: Atalanta-Roma and Lazio-Napoli. So keep an eye on those.
Atalanta-Roma is going to be an exciting one.
Atalanta-Roma is going to be an exciting one. I think that honestly, we'll see Roma tonight against Torino, but the fittest teams, in my opinion, at the moment are AC Milan, Inter, Napoli, and Roma.
Yeah.
That's my take.
That's four solid teams to run at the title. That's good.
And finally, I don't have to mention Juventus. How good is that?
Rory, that is nice. That is
off
nice.
We go to the Premier League.
Off we go to England. So before we start the Premier League focus, I just wanted to take a quick moment to talk about Gerard Houllier, who sadly passed away this weekend. He died, he was 73 years old, and for me, he's most closely associated, of course, to his time at Liverpool, where